What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Obviously, we're at a bit of a hiatus recently. Haven't been posting as much, lack some creative inspiration. And although I'm starting vlogging every single day, going up on my short form pages like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, I really just want to expand here on YouTube and create a better connection with my viewers who are willing to watch long form content and hear what I have to say. And if you do recall my story so far, you know what I've been through. But for anybody who's brand new here and has no idea who I am and why they could maybe trust me or what I have to say, my name is Gareth. I'm 25 years old. I just recently moved across the world to New Zealand from my hometown of Vancouver with my partner, Veronica, who I'm so grateful to have in my life. And this is just a little glimpse into a project I did with the help of ChatGPT, in all honesty, to kind of paint the picture of where I'm at right now compared to where I want to go to, given the time frame I want to do it in. And for me, it's really, where am I going to be seeing myself by middle of 2026? Because if I ask myself last year, December 2024, where I wanted to be by November 2025, I didn't achieve that goal, at least financially. But in so many other ways in my life, it has been a blessing, and I'm extremely grateful for it, such as the relationship I've built, moving here to a brand new country, and just continuing to grow the skills that allow me to evolve in my day-to-day life. But the goal is driven by impact and financial freedom these days. And for that, I need to achieve some serious results by mid next year. So I'm just going to run you through a little conversation I had with ChatGPT, and it's going to paint the picture of the version of me that stays the same if nothing changes, the version of me that changes everything I want to and starts taking serious action, and the consequence of both path A or path B. So if you like this type of video, just drop a like at the end of the video, subscribe if you'd like, and let's dive right in. So the version of you who stays the same, path A. You wake up late. The first thing you see is a glowing screen. Other people's wins, other people's discipline, other people doing exactly what they say you'll do. The scroll gives you a quick dopamine hit, a momentary feeling that numbs the deeper frustration that your day already started on defense. P.S. I suggest you just close your eyes and listen to this, as I read it through a couple times before off camera. Next thing you know, I recorded it. I've just listened to this as well, eyes closed, focusing on my own subconscious development of what I want this to look like. So you can do the same for you. Let me continue. You keep posting one video per day, just enough to feel productive, but not enough to truly move the needle. You'll rationalize it, at least I'm consistent, but in the back of your mind, you know it's minimal effort disguised as discipline. Weeks pass, then months. The restaurant shifts, they keep coming, but they drain your time, energy, and creativity the most. You tell yourself you're going to stack money, but it's just enough to survive and never to build. Your physique remains all right, not out of shape, but never sharp enough to make people stop and take notice. You're proud of your effort, but quietly haunted by the thought that your potential is slipping away into mediocrity. The mirror becomes a silent accountability partner that you avoid looking at for too long. Veronica, my partner, she sees the pressure on your face. You want to treat her, surprise her, take her on these adventures. But every time you check your bank account balance, it's a reminder that you're not there yet. You start making small compromises. Next week, when business picks up, after I finish this restaurant shift, but those weeks blend together. Your business ideas pile up in your Apple Notes, voice memos, and half-finished plans. The dream of hitting a $10,000 month starts to feel like a moving target, one that you might talk about forever, but it just keeps slipping away. You still have motivation, but without execution, motivation becomes guilt dressed as ambition. Damn. But by mid-2026, you're in the same spot, making a couple grand a week, mentally tough, but financially trapped. You look around and realize that the only thing that's changed is time. You've become reliable, consistent, but predictable. Safe, average, and that's the one thing you'd swore you'd never be. When I read that the first time, I just closed my eyes and sunk in kind of this conversation I was having with this version with myself that I currently am. And obviously this is going to look different for you, I'll put the prompt in the description down below. But just something to take into consideration when you're having these mental battles is instead of just getting down on yourself and being stuck in the same place, you find ways to leverage your existing skills to, whether it's with the help of AI or your journal writing or voice memos, find ways to get back in the productive flywheel of just getting shit done, even if you're feeling down. So naturally, here's path B. This is the version of you who truly goes all in. The version of you wakes up before the rest of the world does, not because you have to, but because you get to. And you can't stand the idea of starting your day in a reactive state. You roll out of bed and move immediately. Cold water, shower, journal, breath work, the phone stays off until you've already won at least the first hour of your morning. You create with an obsession, 3, maybe 4, even 5 pieces of content per day. Not for clout, but because you know every post is one brick in the wall of freedom, and each post generates a brand new lottery ticket. You don't scroll, you use it to study. You don't compare, you reverse engineer, which is what I can't stop preaching the most about how I'm holding myself accountable these days, especially living across the world away from family, friends, and home. But back to this. Your body transforms into the proof of your discipline. You shred down to that 10% body fat, and it's not for vanity reasons. It's evidence. When you walk into a room, people feel that energy before you even speak. You've become the living advertisement for your brand. Business-wise, things click because you do. You package your offer, dial up your content into a clear system, and your consistency truly compounds. You go from 1 call a week to 5. $1,200 weeks turn into $4,000 weeks. $2,000 months turn into $6,000 months, then 10,000 plus. Your name starts circulating in the right corners in the right rooms on the internet and in real life. People who once ignored you now watch you quietly, trying to decode and figure out what changed. You take your partner on these weekly day trips. You pick up the bill without checking the price. You start saving again. You invest, you feel proud, not because of the money, but because you became the man who earns it. The stress that used to sit on your chest and your shoulders dissolves, replaced by a quiet confidence that you're exactly who you said you'd become. Your content sharpens. Your message hits deeper. You're no longer talking about potential. You're embodying it. You've built leverage. Your physique, your story, your business, everything's aligned. People start messaging you saying, your videos changed how I think. You realize it wasn't the algorithm that changed. It was you. By mid-2026, you're running your business full time, earning $10,000 per month and more from a laptop in New Zealand, planning your next move. Maybe Bali, maybe back to Vancouver. You've escaped the normal loop. You've proven to yourself and to everyone else watching that discipline doesn't change outcomes. It changes identity. Now, after taking a breath and soaking that in, closing your eyes and thinking about it, I opened them back up and moved on to the consequence. You're currently standing on a razor's edge between potential and regret. One side is comfort, the scrolling, the excuses, the, hey, I'm working on it. But the other side is true freedom, the man you said you'd become. The price of staying the same isn't failure, it's slow decay. You won't wake up one day and realize you ruined your life. You'll just slowly keep settling for less until it doesn't hurt anymore. But if you choose the other path, the all-in path, you'll look back in 6 months and barely recognize yourself. The pain, the pressure, the doubt you feel, all of it will have been the training ground for the version of you that finally wins. This is the last almost year you ever get. So make it the one that changes everything. When I went through this process yesterday, even though it was more of a downtime day and sharing quality time with my girlfriend and being her cheerleader as she dropped off resumes, I couldn't help but feel energized internally, and that I had almost reprogrammed my subconscious mind to put myself back on track and stop settling for less than your worth. Now, this is going to be difficult. I'm also going to be doing a level of a 6-week challenge that I'm not going to talk about yet, but we're going to see where that takes me so I can speak on it from a place of authority at that moment. But that challenge combined with this work ethic and the obsession to just create more and inevitably just help and impact more people, which is what I truly believe I'm put here to do, given what I've gone through and losing my father at a young age, and at one point being depressed, out of shape, and even addicted to video games, and not able to eat cleanly and having a poor diet, and lacking the ability to speak to strangers. All these things compared to where I am now, I'm standing from a place of, hey, I'm still figuring it out. I am by no means some guru who can tell you everything you need to do to get from point A to point B. But given what I've gone through so far, I can confidently help somebody go through each of those steps as well, given their unique scenario. And that's what I'm most pumped to do, is to be in those calls with individuals that are looking to grow, to invite them to a community that's generated for people to connect and hold each other accountable and share those wins and talk about how they're feeling and be that support group that I didn't have growing up, given my anxiety and that feeling of depression and locked to the screen and going through those tough years of COVID. Granted, for me, it was when I was just turning 20 and 19, but that set me years back. And now it's time to finally just talk and express what this life can truly offer for you if you actually give it your all. So I'm excited to have you come along for this journey. Like I said, leave a comment down below if you're willing to come along as well. I'll put a link to join this free school group in the description below, and I'll also put the prompt in the description below so you can input it yourself with your own custom information and see just exactly what your current path needs to change compared to the path you're destined to become and where you want to go. So from just one person to the other, I seriously wish you the best, no matter where you are in the world, where you're seeing this from. And yeah, just leave a comment down below what you thought about this video, what you'd like to see next, and what topics you'd like to see me talk about. And you'll be seeing me more often once more. Peace.